The small, mist-shrouded town I call home. Shadows cling to the corners of old buildings, and folklore is woven into the very fabric of our lives. We have a place, a relic from a bygone era, an old wooden crossing we call the Whispering Bridge. The elders warn us about it. They say an onryo, a vengeful spirit, haunts the ancient timbers. It doesn't scream or wail, it does something far more cruel. It listens to your heart, finds the voice of the one you've lost, and uses it to lure you into the cold river below. A ghost story, I thought. A tale to keep children from wandering off. Then my grandmother, my Obasan, passed away. She was the anchor of my world. Her laughter the soundtrack to my childhood. Her absence left a silence so profound it was a physical weight. A week after the funeral, I was walking home near the edge of the woods, the same path we used to walk together. A faint whisper, like a rustle of leaves, brushed against my ear. Kenji. It was her voice, unmistakable. My heart stopped. It was impossible, a trick of the wind, my grief playing games with my mind. But the next night, it came again, clearer this time, humming a lullaby only she knew. Days turned into a week of haunting familiarity. Her voice would come at the quietest moments, speaking of a hidden candy stash from when I was 10, of the time I scraped my knee and she carried me home. It was a phantom echo of a love I was desperate to feel again. The skeptic in me fought a losing battle against the raw, aching hope of a grieving grandson. The legend of the bridge echoed in my mind, a cold warning. But the warmth of her voice was a siren's call. I had to know. Driven by a madness born of sorrow, I found myself at the entrance to the Whispering Bridge at the stroke of midnight. The air was thick and cold, fog coiling around the wooden planks like spectral serpents. My breath plumed in front of me. "Obasan," I called out, my voice trembling. "I've missed you so much," her voice answered, closer now, emanating from the center of the bridge. Through the swirling mist, a figure took shape. It was her, my grandmother, just as I remembered her, with gentle eyes and a soft, loving smile. Tears streamed down my face. It was real. The stories were wrong. I took a step, then another, my hand outstretched to touch her, to feel her warmth one last time. As my fingers brushed against the fabric of her kimono, the final piece of the legend slammed into my consciousness. The spirit feeds on sorrow. Her smile didn't just vanish, it was ripped away, twisting into a grotesque rictus of pure malice. Her gentle eyes widened into black, empty voids, and her face contorted, seams of rage cracking her once kind features. A low, guttural growl replaced her loving tone. It wasn't her. It was a hunger wearing her face, a predator that had perfectly mimicked its prey. A scream tore from my throat as I scrambled backward, tripping over my own feet and crashing onto the damp planks. I didn't wait to see more, I ran. I ran harder than I ever have, the monstrous snarl echoing behind me, chasing me from the bridge. I never looked back. I don't hear the whisper anymore. The silence has returned. But now it's different. It's not empty. It's watching, and in the dead of night when the house is still, I know with chilling certainty that I'm never truly alone. Before you step into story number 2, just a quick warning. Things are about to get darker and much more disturbing. So before we continue, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell icon, because you won't want to miss what comes next. After my little sister Yuna was gone, the world lost its color. To settle our family's affairs, I had to return to the old house we inherited, a place steeped in dust and silence. It was there, in the attic, tucked away in a cedar chest, that I found it. Her favorite music box, carved from dark wood, with a silver ballerina frozen mid-twirl. My fingers trembled as I wound the key. The melody chimed out, a fragile tune that shattered the silence, and for a moment the house felt less empty. That night, I heard it for the first time, a faint giggle echoing from the corner of my room. Yuna's giggle. I told myself it was just a memory, my mind clinging to ghosts. But the music box seemed to call to me. I'd open it, and soon after I'd hear her. Whispers of our childhood secrets, the scent of the cherry blossoms we played under. The grief that had hollowed me out began to fill with a dangerous, desperate hope. I started carrying the music box with me, a sacred relic. I spoke to her. The whispers grew clearer, more insistent. "I'm lonely, May," the voice said, sounding so much like Una. "Play with me. Let's play hide and seek like we used to, in the dark." The rational part of my mind screamed, but it was a faint sound, drowned out by the yearning in my heart. One moonless night, I agreed. I turned off every light in the sprawling, creaking house, plunging us into absolute blackness. "Ready or not, here I come," I whispered, my voice trembling with a mix of fear and excitement. I followed the tinkling sound of the music box, which seemed to play on its own, leading me through the darkened halls and up the narrow stairs to the attic where it all began. The music stopped. It was sitting in the center of the floor, the lid open. As I reached down and my fingers brushed against the cold wood, the lid snapped shut. The sweet giggling I'd grown accustomed to warped into a cold, mocking laugh that filled the room. A shadow detached itself from the far wall. It was child-sized at first, but it stretched, its limbs elongating into impossible spidery lengths, its head lifting to reveal not a face, but a sucking, empty void. This wasn't my sister. It was a parasite that had been sleeping in the wood, awakened by my sorrow, feeding on it, wearing her memory like a costume. I threw the box with all my might. It shattered against the wall, and the shadow let out a piercing shriek before dissolving into nothing. I ran from that house and never returned. The silence is back, but now I can still hear that faint, mocking laughter in it. And sometimes, in the corner of my eye, I see a shadow begin to stretch. Like, share, and subscribe my YouTube channel for more interesting stories.